Hey, you are now listening or watching the Halos in the Infield podcast, sponsored in part by Noble L Works over on 1621 South Sinclair, where you can get discounts by just mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield, drink discounts on us, baby. And also by 714 Tickets. The price you see is the price you get, and you also get 10% additionally off in the Apply Now code once you order your tickets just by mentioning HITI, Halos in the Infield. Now enjoy the show.
Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Welcome to the Halos in the Infield post-game podcast with Todd Fox, sponsored by Noble Ale Works Brewery, as well as 714 Tickets. This is your nightly destination for all things Los Angeles Angels. Come join Todd as he recaps every thrilling and disappointing moment from tonight's game, win or lose. Get ready for insightful analysis, fan reactions, and Todd's engaging commentary. Plus, fans can call in live to the Halo hotline to have their voices and opinions heard as well.
It's the Halo hotline.
Stay tuned in for your chance to win free Halos merchandise with our weekly trivia.
It's all about the game.
It's time to dive into the heart of Angels baseball with Todd Fox on the Halos in the Infield postgame podcast.
There's a drive from Mike Trout. See you later. That is long gone.
It's the Todd Fox postgame podcast with your host, Todd Fox.
It's o'clock, Angels play. Win or lose, we toast today. Sip and cheer no matter the score. Splits o'clock, let's pour some more. Splits o'clock, let's pour some more.
Viva Los Angelitos, and welcome to this episode of the post-game show. No, I am not Todd Fox, but I come here just as opinionated. It is Fernando, a.k.a. the Lone Star Halo. Randy's right. Do you guys really think that Todd was going to step away from the game? He asked like days ago, hey, can someone fill in for me? Look, I'm going to tell you guys how it is. We've officially hit the point of the year where nobody in Halos in the Infield gives a shit about this team, okay? That's the bitter truth. But you know me, I'm not a football guy. The other guys are. So they're like, Fernanda, can you step up to the plate? Sure. Decided to do it. I was at the game today. I went solo. My beautiful girlfriend didn't want to. Well, it's not that she didn't want to go with me. Let me rephrase that. I didn't want her to come with me today. She came with me on Friday, and her coming with me to the games is great. Okay? It's great. But sometimes your boy doesn't want to answer what's happening all the time, right? I mean, can you blame me for that? She knows enough about baseball, but there's some times where it's like, you know what? I just want to go here, sit in silence, and enjoy the game. Unfortunately for me, I didn't get that. Now, there was a brief period of time where the game was close, and I say brief because we were down 5-4 at one point, and then Jordan Adams, boo-boo, sorry ass, decided to make a fundamental mistake. We'll get to that. Believe me, we're going to get to that because Jordan Adams, forget this guy not being a Major League Baseball player. This guy is not a double-A baseball player. He was a failed Billy Epler draft pick because we all know that Billy Epler's monkey ass could not draft. His jabroni ass was the farthest thing from being an effective drafter. Now, Ron Washington's doing the best he can with the pile of crap that he was given. Because believe me, this man, Ron Washington, got a Cleveland steamer of a team, and he has to do whatever he can with it. But we'll get to all of that. We'll get to the awards. We'll get to your comments. But I had to hit you guys with the Spritz o'clock thing, right? I already saw the It's Spritz o'clock comments. We have to go with that. You know, we'll dive a little bit into the comments, and then we'll talk about the game. Sebastian, It's Spritz o'clock. You're the reason why I played it to kick off the show. Daniel Berry going, yo! Big 20, yo, watching NFL. Oh, yeah. Big 20, what game are you watching right now? One Jets pod knew immediately it was me because there's no way that Todd was going to step away from that game. He called it. Chrome's car, I'm not optimistic about the future of this team. All the young players are slumping or hurt. You know what? Here's where I am, Chrome Dog. I think that some of these young guys certainly have potential, but which young guys are the question? Jordan Adams, yes, he is a young guy. And in theory, he is part of what could be this young core, but there is no way in hell that a guy like him is ever going to be ready. We have some other guys that were recently called up. Caden Dana, we'll talk about him a little later. I'm not willing to, give up on him. None of us are. He had a crappy second start. Welcome to the big leagues. Here's the thing. Seattle, who we faced last week, is a overall pretty good team over the last 3 years. But they're not great offensively. They go through slumps offensively like nobody else in the majors. And that's the reason why Houston has been able to catch up to Seattle. Sorry, I didn't want to burp. I had to mute myself. But the Rangers have some very good offensive pieces. Marcus Semien being one of those pieces took Caden Dana deep. Immediately, Caden Dana got a hardcore welcome to the bigs in his second big league start. Once again, we'll talk a little bit more about Dana. But Zach Neto, he's a guy who has proven that he can compete at the major league level. He is currently, according to the Major League Baseball power rankings on Bleacher Report, he's a top 10 and I think a top 8 shortstop in Major League Baseball. I think that is appropriate for Zach Neto today. But I do believe that there is a very near future, Chrome Doug, where we could be talking about Zach Neto being a number 5 shortstop in Major League Baseball. Logan O'Hoppe, same thing. He is absolutely slumping. You are right. You called that absolutely right. He is slumping very mightily. And yes, he's hit 2 home runs in this series, but that doesn't change the fact that he's cold. He has been cold for the greater part of the last 2 weeks. But Logan O'Hoppe is a talented Major League Baseball player, and I have no doubt in my mind that Logan O'Hoppe is going to find consistency at the Major League level. Look, we knew going in that this was going to be a rough year. We knew that we weren't going to be competing. And if you thought that what Ron Washington said about, hey, you can take that to the bank was accurate, you were only fooling yourself, or you were hanging out with Ron Washington beforehand, if you know what I'm saying, touching the white stuff. And hey, if that's how you roll, that's how you roll, no problem. But what I'm saying is Ron Washington knew from the beginning what this was. It was an absolute lie that this team was going to contend. Now, I was thinking that we were going to contend a little bit more than where we currently are. Call me foolish. But I certainly didn't think that we were going to be the last place team in our division. There is no way in hell I thought we were going to be worse than Oakland. And we are. We have been worse than Oakland. But I will say this. I don't fully agree with you. I do think there is potential in some of these young guys. And call me crazy. You guys can let me know in the comments. But I'm also not willing to give up on Mickey Moniak just yet either. There was a time around the trade deadline and around the All-Star game where I was completely out of Mickey Moniak. My words are forever on the internet. I've talked a lot of trash about him. But I like the resilience we're seeing out of him. His batting average is starting to get respectable. Not quite there, but respectable. Let's get a couple more of these comments, and then we really will break down the game. Definitely, yeah. One Jets Pod knew immediately it was me. Saucy James hitting us with an LOL. Jesus Gary. Today's lineup was a no-hit potential lineup. Absolutely. I said before the game in our Halos in the Infield group chat that this was a split squad lineup. There's no way around it. We'll talk about the lineup. It was atrocious. It was terrible. Big 20, yes, sir. Broncos are losing. Yes, they are. I believe they were catching up, though. But I did give Todd a hard time, for somebody who doesn't watch, that they got 2 safeties on them. So good on you, Broncos defense. There you go. See, and there is One Jets Pod saying that Todd told him this morning that I was going to do the post-game show. So let's talk a little bit about the game. Okay, before we get into the game, let's talk about today's starting lineup. So Taylor Ward led off. Zach Neto bat second. LeBlanc batted third, and he actually hit a bombazo, as us Latinos say. Brandon Drury was DH batting cleanup. Why? Because I heard, this is between you and I, the people listening, okay? I heard secretly that Ron Washington was held at gunpoint, that he has to put, I'm making sure there's no FBI listening, he has to put the worst batter in our lineup with the least amount of RBIs to bat cleanup. I know. You don't believe me, but it's there. I promise. Okay. Sorry. I got distracted. I hear a Deo. My Halo honk just starts going crazy. So, yeah, Brandon Drury was batting cleanup because why the hell not? Then we had Matt Dice batting fifth. We have Jordan Adams batting sixth. We had Stefanik batting seventh. Finally, Stefanik was in the lineup. I was happy to see that. Bryce Teodosio batting center field. By the way, I was sitting in center field right behind the Rangers bullpen, row 3. The guy threw 0 balls into the crowd. Not to me, not to anyone else, not to any kids, not to any fans. I don't know why. Just kept throwing it back to the bullpen catcher. He was then replaced by Mickey Moniak, Jack Lopez, and he was batting ninth. So it felt truly like a split squad lineup, right? I mean, we had nobody. I was kind of hoping, I know you guys are going to think I'm trying to be funny. I was kind of hoping to see Anthony Rendon play today. And the biggest reason for that is because today, if he would have played, this would have tied his record for most games played in an Angels uniform. Believe it or not, I'm not kidding. This is seriously tied for the most games he's played in an Angels uniform the next time he takes the field. As of right now, I'm crossing my fingers. Guys, I'm crossing my fingers that there is a chance that he is going to break his record for most games played as an Angel. I believe the number is 58. So he's right now at 57.
What the hell's going on out here?
I know, Lombardi. What's going on around here is Rendon playing. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Here we go again. Oh, shit.
That's also what I say when he's actually in the lineup. So today's summary of the game. So Marcus Semien was first pitch swinging, took Kane Dana deep on a 399-foot home run. Yeah, Bally Sports doesn't even care anymore that it wasn't an Angels home run. They're like, hey, Marcus Semien. Hey, guys, Marcus Semien, he hit a home run. And they're like, guys, and the booth over, like, can you guys stop getting excited? Like, this is not our home run. And they're like, hey, what's the launch angle? Like, I feel like Gooby and Wayne just sit there, like, pulsating, like Dave Chappelle and that skit, like, hey, you guys have any more of those home runs? And they're like, did someone say home run? So you don't have to worry too much about home runs because then Nathaniel Lowe hit a home run, his 12th of the year, and that made the score 3-0. At that point, the Rangers had a 79.4% win probability. Go figure. So we're now in the bottom of the second inning. Dana gives up a home run to center field to Ezekiel Duran. And the score is now 4-0 Rangers. At this point, guys, your boy is sitting there. And obviously, I'm surrounded by Rangers fans. I decided to go to the game by myself. And everyone was really nice. Very, very nice. Actually, in fact, there was like a 10 to 12-year-old boy sitting to the right of me. And him and I were shoe twins. We're both wearing the same Adidas. And his family was giving me a hard time about that. They're like, why is this 29-year-old dude by himself in a baseball game wearing the same Adidas that my son is wearing? But they were a really nice family. We talked a little bit. I was talking more to the couple next to me. Charles LeBlanc hit a home run in the 4th inning. He made it 5-3. They gave him the little halo. And that is where we stayed for a while. Now, I believe it was the 5th inning. There was a ball, was served up there, and Taylor Ward did something crazy. Sorry. Heard the Deo. The Halo honk just decided to go crazy. I know. We'll get through it, though. We'll get through. When you hear a Deo, you have to pause and you have to keep going. Deo! You guys know. You guys go to enough Angels game. It's the only soundbite the Angels paid for because of Artie's cheap ass. Doesn't want to pay for any other sounds. He has the, what is it? After the strikeout, it's from that Judge show. I don't know. I don't watch those shows. But Taylor Ward decided to play some good defense in left field, and he robbed a potential home run ball. I know. I'm not kidding. I was sitting there going, what the hell's going on around here? He plays defense? I even tweeted immediately or X'd, whatever you call it these days. I was like, oh my God.
Youngster was choked on me.
No, he didn't choke on me. He choked on Roger. But yeah, Taylor Ward played some defense, made a great play, let alone a play that actually might go on like some of those top 10 shows on MLB Network, the plays of the day. It was a great play by Taylor Ward. I was surprised. Never seen the guy do that before. And then the 8th inning, we had Shanuel striking out, Taylor Ward doubling on a ball right down the line there. Zach Neto singled on a ground ball. And we had Charles LeBlanc called down. Brendan Drury flied out. That was the end of that inning. And, the Angels were down 5-4. And this was the play that pissed me off the most. Okay, so Jordan Adams is in right field. Mickey Moniak is in center field at this time, okay? Ball is hit in the gap. Jordan Adams comes over, and he's very clearly doing what they tell you to do in Little League, right? So the first thing they do is they tell you to make the play before you think about your next move, right? But all of us who have played baseball or softball know, realistically, balls hit you, somebody's running third base. What's the first thing on your mind? It's the throw home, right? You're in right field. You have a pretty far throw to make, and Jordan Adams, not exactly the defensive wizard he is, messed up. Didn't put his glove all the way down. Guys, sorry, I got muted for a second. It is an absolute Little League mistake to let the ball go under the glove. It's not acceptable in any way, shape, or form as a major leaguer to make such a critical error and mistake. There's no excuse for it. Look, you get the ball and you airmail it over the catcher's head trying to make the throw. You know what? I can understand that. That happens. You know what? Even you grab the ball and you spike the ball 10 feet in front of you. Okay, I can even see that happening. Or you get the ground ball and you don't even make the throw at all, or you throw to the cutoff guy. Okay, I can see that. But how do you not put your glove down? I've seen T-ball players put the glove down. High schoolers put the glove down. They drag it on the ground. Once the ball is in the glove and they scoop it, that's when they're like, I can throw it now. Jordan Adams did that thing where the ball's coming and the ball's right here and he's already mentally throwing it, but he doesn't even have it in his glove. And the worst part of all, and I know there's going to be honks out there who are like, oh, well, who cares? Mickey Moniak was backing him up. The worst part, the ball goes past him and he just stands there. That's what he does. Look at the replay. Literally just Just kind of throws his hands up. He's all embarrassed. Bro, at least jog after the ball. I know somebody's backing you up, but at least look like you care. There is no reason why you shouldn't make that play, and even worse, look like you don't care that you didn't make the play. Yeah, you can sit there and go, but it doesn't matter. You have to make the plays. We play to win the game.
That team sure did suck last night. They just plain sucked. I've seen teams suck before, but they were the suckiest bunch of sucks that ever sucked.
That's what happened. But we have to move on. All right, let's get to the nacho night.
I love them nachos, gas station nachos. I love those nachos, yeah. Gas station nachos, ow.
All right, I can give it to a lot of people. I can give it to Caden Dana. But you know what? I'm going to spare him. It's his second major league start, and he was pretty good the first time. And I think that earns you just a little bit of grace, just a little bit. But if you suck on your third major league outing, watch out, because we're coming. Paddle the ass. Courtesy of Randy Yoss over at One Jets Pod. He will grab the paddle, and he'll slap you in the ass with it. And he's in the comment section, and he's going to say that very thing. He will find you, Caden, and he will spank you. And if not, Grillmaster will definitely spank you. Okay. But he's not part of Halo's interview. He's just a fan, and that's okay. But he'll come for you too. Maybe everybody will. Okay. I'm not going to give it to Dana. You know, I could also give it a Ron Washington. And here's what pissed me off about Ron Washington. I'm not going to give it to him, but just give me like 30 seconds to rant about this. Okay. I saw the lineup on my way to the game, and the first thing I thought to myself was, great, we're sending our, little league squad out there. I'm not even going to say our rookie league squad out there. You have Brandon Drury batting cleanup, for crying out loud, because like I said, Ron Washington, they show up, they're like, hey, slow down, pal. Pal, slow down. You got to put Brandon Drury at cleanup. And Ron Washington's like, what? The guy can't hit water if he fell off a boat. I'm not going to put him at cleanup. And Perry's like, maybe Marsha. Oh, maybe it was Marsha. Marsha's like, hey, pal. Hey, slow down, pal. I need you. I need you to pat Drew. And he's like, God, don't kiss me. I will put him at cleanup if you don't kiss me. I think that's what might have happened. So, and the other thing that was stupid about Ron Washington, so I thought he was resting some of these guys. I thought he was resting Moniak, and I thought he was resting Shanuel. But instead, he put them in when we were still kind of in the game. So what are you doing, Ron? Make up your decision. Are you going to give these guys a rest day, or are you going to put them in? Look, we've got nothing to play for anymore, right? So I've got no problem giving some of these, the Lopez's of the world and Bryce Teodosio. I don't mind giving guys at that playing time. Whatever, sure. Put them in, see what happens. But if you're going to do that and you're essentially just saying, you know what, we're going to lose 3 out of 4 of this series, who cares? Then do that. Do that. Don't be like, hey, Mickey, you're in now. We got a chance to win this game. Shanuel, go get in their butts, kid. We got a chance to win this game. Why? What good does that do us? So I'm going to spare Ron Washington too, because once again, he's dealing with this sack of monkey shit 26-man roster. What could you do with that? He's doing the best he can, and I love Ron Washington. So I'm going to give it to Jordan Adams. Jordan Adams, congratulations. You're not loved. You need to get off of this 40-man roster. Forget about being in the big leagues. This guy does not have what it takes to be a Major League Baseball player. He doesn't. You know what? He was one of those super athletes who had a bunch of potential, and they were athletic. And Billy Epler was like, hey, we're going to turn this guy into a baseball player. The same way he thought that he was going to do with Jeremiah Jackson and Joe Adell even. Joe Adell Great role player, okay? I think Joe Adele has what it takes to be a legitimate role player in Major League Baseball. But I look at Jordan Adams. This kid doesn't have what it takes. His numbers are absolutely atrocious. And his numbers for today. So aside from making that catastrophic play out there, he was 0 for 4. He did strike out once. In his major league career, his batting average is 116. Why is that a big deal? Because this guy weighs 181 pounds. If you're not even hitting your body weight, you don't have what it takes to be a Major League Baseball player. That's just how you slice it, how you dice it. That's just how it goes. All right, let's go to the Golden Stamos. The Golden Stamos for excellence. Oh, God, I'd like to look at that golden tongue. That was Roger Lodge saying that, not Fernando, I promise. That pause, as the kids say. Andrew Heaney. We're going to give it our old friend Andrew Heaney. He had a no-hitter going through his first time through the lineup. And I texted the group on the Halos in the Infield group chat we have. And for the record, I want to notate that nobody responded to anything I said today. I was the only one in the group chat talking about baseball. I was sent the lineup and I was like, guys, well, look, we're having a split squad game in spring training. Nothing. I think I got like 2 laughing reactions, but like nobody like responded. And then I sent them my seats for the game and I was like, hey, I'm actually in the shade for a little bit because if you didn't watch the game, but you're some reason watching this, they had the roof open today, which was why. I understand it's like an 83-degree day, a perfect day actually here in Texas, in Arlington. But we have a retractable roof for like air conditioning. Like I like AC, and I did not like sitting in the sun for the final 4 innings of the game. But Andrew Heaney, he looked good. What version of Andrew Heaney were you going to get today? I was hoping we were going to get the home run derby version of Andrew Heaney, where he's just kind of serving him up. He did give up 3 runs, but at the end of the day, he gave his team a chance to win. Struck out 8 today. That made us look foolish because this guy is not a strikeout pitcher. I decided to do a parlay today, which I'm not really much of a sports bettor, but I was like, hey, I'm going to go to the game. I'll put some money down. So my parlay, it wasn't much. It was like $10. And I would have won, I think, like $70 or something like that. So it was 2.5 runs over or under for Caden Dana. I took the under. Stupid me. I thought he'd give up like 2 runs. It was 5.5 strikeouts for Caden Dana, over under. I took the over. And then it was like 8 strikeouts or 7 strikeouts for Heaney. And I took the under. So I was wrong on everything today. So little lesson for you guys. Don't do sports betting, kids, unless you want to lose your money. All right. Now let's go to the Marcia Award.
I need your seed.
Who's got the biggest biceps? Marsha. Who's got shoulders like a man? Marsha. Who's got a rapist wit? Marsha. Who's got a thing for young surfers? Marsha. Who put the tree off the grill? Marsha. Who could slam a shack? Marsha.
Congratulations, pal.
Congratulations, pal, to Ryan Zephyrjan. Ryan Zephyrjan, you are today's Marcia recipient. You know what you get? You're going to have her strolling on over to you. Her big, beautiful lettuce she's got coming from the back of her hair. That 7'8" wonder, 8th wonder of the world. Some people say it's not King Kong, it's Marcia. And she's going to come up to you and she's going to say, good job, pal. You know what you get from me? You got a kiss, big boy. Mwah. And that's what's going to happen. Marsha's going to give a big, big kiss to you, Mr. Zaffarjan. Now, Mr. Zaffarjan did pretty well. 3 innings, no earned runs, 2 strikeouts. His ERA is now 1.93. He's going to give himself, he gave the team an opportunity to get back in the game because Caden Dana clearly didn't have it today. He was overmatched in his second big league outing from the very beginning, right? Absolutely overmatched. There's no other way around it. There's nothing else to say. He was not productive, only 1 strikeout. He did only walk 1, so that was good, but they hit him around hard. It was hard contact. I have nothing else to say, but the good news is I don't think the season started today. Roger, what do you think?
I want balls and oh, have mercy. John Stamos choked on me.
Okay, well, that's not what I thought he was going to say.
There's a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight, which makes me so horny, and me love you long time.
We love you a long time, big guy. So let's get to some of these comments as we wrap up here today. Halo fam. So we'll get through some of these. It's really just Big 20. Let's see. Sachi James, not even a 4A team today. AAA all the way. I don't even think this was a AAA lineup. AAA lineups don't send guys like Jordan Adams out there and expect them to be productive. It was bad. Big 20. Hawks won. Oh, yeah. Sachi James. All I keep hearing is how the Angels need to go after a starting pitcher. We need bats. Absolutely. We've said it ad nauseum, and Todd has preached this for a while. This team isn't struggling in the pitching department. And that's kind of, you can tell who watches the games and who doesn't. Or at least who's an actually educated Angels fan who has proper opinions. Now, don't get me wrong. Am I going to say that this team doesn't need pitching in any way, shape, or form? You can always use more pitching, right? With the way we go through pitchers, we go through pitchers like a newly single bachelor goes through Buenaparte Gigolettes. But that doesn't change the fact that hitting has been the biggest problem this entire year, right? Oh, Hoppy has been productive more or less this year. Neto, same thing. Shanuel, I think he has what it takes to be in the major leagues. Mickey Moniak's starting to get there. Joe Adell, I mean, he's probably out for the season. He's on the IL right now. It's only 10 days, but we'll see what happens. This year is so close to being over. Don't rush over anybody who doesn't have to get rushed. But I don't agree with the, hey, we need starting pitchers. Hey, we need pitchers. We need Corbin Burns. We need Walker Buehler. I'm okay with bringing a pitcher in, but don't expect it to be Corbin Burns. It's not going to be Corbin Burns. When has this organization ever paid for pitching? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. We don't pay for starting pitching. The highest paid starting pitcher we've ever had was Noah Syndergaard on that 1-year contract. He got, what, $21 million? Guys, look it up if you don't believe me. That's the highest paid pitching contract that this organization has ever paid out. So I don't think we're going to do it. I don't think we're going to get a guy like Burns. I think you'd be lucky to get a guy like Buehler. And there's going to be a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't want Buehler. That's not what we're saying. We're not saying that's what we want. I'm saying, like, if we can attract a guy like that who even has a little bit of a ceiling that, you know, he has to get back to, like, that would be big for us because, guys, face it. We don't have a lot of attraction to come to the Angels. This isn't a place to rebuild your career. Look, I was an Arizona Coyotes fan. For anybody who didn't know, obviously they don't exist anymore. But you know what they were good at? They were good at attracting players who were on the downhill slope of their career. And they were good at, you know, helping them get their feet back under them. and then sending them back off to other teams. They were very good at that. I grew up in San Diego. You know what the Padres did my entire childhood? They took players and did the same thing. Or they took unproven guys, gave them the platform, they performed, and then they'd go play somewhere else. Adrian Gonzalez, Jake Peavy, how am I blanking now? I mean, Trevor Hoffman, but I mean, he was already kind of on the way out. But there are guys, Ramon Hernandez, who went on to have successful careers after being a Padre. And, the Angels have kind of always taken guys on the tail end of their career, giving them an opportunity. But over the last 15 years, we haven't really been able to get back any of those guys, like Matt Harvey, Trevor Cahill, guys like that, Tim Lincecum, who were on the tail end. We weren't able to get them back on track. If anything, we just led to their demise. And that's what we've been. That's been this organization. So we'll see what happens. But I really, really don't think, like the Honks are going to tell you, that starting pitching is the issue. And I really don't think it's going to be something that's going to be addressed this offseason. But I completely agree with you, Saucy. Big 20, no phone calls in. I don't have the Skype number here. Tyler, Angels lose, Broncos lose. What the fuck? The sports gods hate me. Yeah, I'm the same way. I guess I am a Broncos fan. I mean, I don't watch the games anymore. But that's where we are. And Frederick ending it with Marsha will spank him. Going to give him the big booty spank. That is what we are going to get. Well, that's what I have, guys. We'll call it at that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm sorry I couldn't get any phone calls. Maybe the next time I do one of these shows, because I'm sure I'm going to do it probably one or two more times. Like I said, football season started. Halo Joe, Todd, Dominic, they don't give a crap about Angels baseball anymore. That's just me being candid, guys. They don't. But in all fairness, they have carried a large chunk of the weight. I think it's my turn. So on behalf of all of us here at Halos in the Infield, thank you guys so much. Tune in again for Todd's post-game shows during the week. Follow us on all of our social media. Participate in the questions of the day. Those are the best ways to interact with us. We do read all of those. I promise we read all the replies. Sometimes we reply to them, sometimes we don't. It really just depends on it. Right now we're doing our report cards. So there's really not as much to, really go back and forth on. Also, I think we're hitting the point of the year now where we need to freshen things up. If you guys are interested in coming on for a podcast with Todd and myself, or maybe Halo Joe will have you on. I'm not volunteering that for him, but maybe James needs another honorary James. If you're interested in coming on a podcast, let us know. We're going to be doing some end of the year shows here. We love hearing from the fans. We love giving you guys a platform to vent about our Angels as well. But like I said, on behalf of all of us here at Halos in the Infield, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was a great time being on with you. Viva los Angelitos! Have a good night, everybody.